Having now learned both the noun and adjective paradigms, you can come to address the question of how adjectives agree with nouns they modify, how they correspond. Different languages have different agreement rules, ways in which nouns and adjectives should correspond to each other. In Hebrew, adjectives will always agree in gender and number with the nouns they modify. But depending on their use, they may or may not agree with the noun they modify in definiteness. There are 3 different ways adjectives can be used. First, an adjective can be used attributively. In other words, it gives an attribute or a characteristic or a description of the noun it modifies. In English, we'd say something like the good boy or the fast runner, etc. In Biblical Hebrew, an attributive adjective will usually come after the noun it modifies, and it will agree with that noun in gender, number, and definiteness. So if we say a man, ish. If we wish to say a good man, we say ish, a man, tov, good. Note that tov, just like ish, is parsed to be masculine singular. And because ish does not have the definite article, neither does tov. A good land, eretz. If we wish to say eretz tova, because remember, eretz is a feminine singular noun, even though that feminine is not marked on the form eretz. We therefore must use a feminine singular adjective, tova. Because eretz does not have a definite article, neither does tova. But then if we wish to say the good way, the way is haderek. To say the good way, derek is feminine, therefore we must say tova, but because derek has ha, the definite article, so does tova. Haderek ha tova. Second, an adjective can be used predicatively. A predicate adjective, instead of giving a description of a noun, makes a statement about that noun. Unlike the attributive, the good boy, we might say predicatively, the boy is good. In Hebrew prose, a predicate adjective will usually precede its noun, and it will agree with it in gender and number. But a Hebrew predicate adjective, by rule, cannot take a definite article. For example, the good thing, attributive would have been ha davar ha-tov, with the adjective following the noun. If we wish to instead say predicatively, the thing is good, the adjective must precede the noun, tov ha-davar. Notice when we do this, the adjective agrees in gender and number, being masculine singular, with davar, but it does not agree in definiteness. The predicate adjective preceding its noun cannot take the definite article. Similarly, the land is good from Deuteronomy 125. Tova, feminine singular, predicate adjective, preceding the noun ha-aretz, which has a definite article and is feminine singular. And then, thirdly, you have the substantive use of an adjective. A substantivized adjective is actually an adjective that is now being used as a noun. And in fact, the boundary in most languages between noun and adjective is a fairly fuzzy boundary. So in English, we have said attributively, the good boy. Predicatively, the boy is good. To use the adjective good substantively would simply to say the good. In this case, the adjective no longer modifies a noun at all, but instead is being used as if it is a noun. In a substantive adjective in Hebrew, its gender, its number, and its definiteness are determined by the context in which it is used. For example, Proverbs 12:2 says tov, masculine singular, to indicate a good man. Deuteronomy 12:28 says hatov, to indicate the good, masculine singular and definite.